Welcome to the Locker, episode 13, season 2. I'm your man A White, along with my man V Styles. How's it going, V?
Man, trying to stay down warm in the South, man. This is some crazy stuff that's going on right now. But I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
I see there was a warning somewhere on my screen.
A warning, yeah, a warning that. No, I'm just gonna go ahead.
Nah, we got a Facebook hang up or something.
Oh, really?
Let me see. What kind of y'all got the snow? Is it the ice? Is it?
No, dude, the ice, and I live in a very country wooded area, dude. Trees everywhere. Not too far from my parents. My parents live about 7 minutes away. Not too far from their house, dude. They had a tree through a house, like it fell from the backyard straight through the house. When I say through it, I mean straight. And the bad part about it is through the middle, like right through the middle of the house, smack dab through the front door.
Oh my word!
When I say middle, dude, it's like unfortunate. Like that house is done because there's nothing you can do because all the structural beams are done. That's a straight tear down, rebuild.
I thought the problems with ice storms and snowstorms was the tree branches and stuff falling like on wires and shutting down the whole city or whatever. I didn't know it was that.
No, that too. Well, see, the bad part about here is it rained first, so it loosened that soil up. You know what I'm saying? And then that ice is heavy, and these trees are not made. I don't know if you ever been to your dad's part of the country, Mississippi, where usually roots are underground, right, where you don't see them. Where here with the rain and the erosion of land, sometimes your roots are shown, right? So it ain't that much to it. It takes a little rain in the right condition, bro. Trees are everywhere. When I say trees are like they blocking roads, that's still what that happened Tuesday. There are roads still closed right now.
Hey, we missed you all too on Tuesday, man. Sorry we couldn't make it, man. The snow and the ice kept the guys away, man. We sorry. And I guess when I think about it more, the people that were locked away in the house, they was probably looking forward to seeing a lot of going on here, but it was too much going on, man. Ma Dukes, say what's going on, Ma Dukes?
So how is Ohio doing? I guess they used to it.
Oh yeah, they used to it. They definitely used to it. What's going on, Brian? My young cousin. That's my young cousin, Brian White. Man.
All right. Well, I don't know. He looks better than you, so I don't know if he must got the good genes.
That joker might be 20-something years old. He might be 29. At his age, I can't remember. I know he's a lot younger than I am, but at that age, man, he should look better than me.
He said a lot.
I don't think this show. I mean, if it came down to looks, man, I'll probably carry this show myself. If it comes down just down to looks, man. So,
damn.
I don't know if we really want to,
Damn.
My sister, hello. Man, they all here.
The whole family here today. Okay. The whole family is here today. Okay. That's what's up.
They only way down to Lexington, Kentucky, man. So after this show's over, we got to ski-daddle because they say they're an hour and a half away, man. So, but once they hit Kentucky, I know the snow is gonna hold them up a little bit. So it is.
So everybody coming down?
Who is everybody? You mean the whole Twinsburg Heights?
No, your whole family. I mean, unless y'all run Twinsburg Heights, ain't like that. Okay. All right.
We probably a fifth of Twinsburg Heights is coming down. Fifth, man.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. A fifth. So Twinsburg Heights is basically a block of your house. It's a block of your neighborhood then.
Well, a lot of them passed away and they moved on. A lot of them moved away and passed away, but when I was a child, it was 80%. The township was 80% related to me. 80%, no stuff. Because it was such a small unit that people had kids and, so I was related to this person because this person
is married to this person.
Yeah, so yeah, married, reproduction. So yeah, it just big. But in the beginning, it was like 3 or 4 families, and then it's just, yeah, 3 or 4, not like 3 or 4 families, like 4 people.
No, I got you. No.
My mom moved up there. She moved up like 5 or 6 of her people. Then but it was a small. Like if you ever watch a documentary, which is on Amazon Prime right now, Voices of Twins. What is it? Voices of the Heights, Voices of the Hill, I think. Voices of the Hill. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, dude, that sounds similar to my parents' town. Okay, Voices. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, and that tells you how big of a deal it is, man. We got a documentary that's on I can't say it because my thing goes off. Amazon Prime.
Luke White? How is Luke White?
No, Luke White is related to me. Luke White is not related to me.
All right.
But my mom, you see, my mom is a little booth thing on the screen.
I don't see it on Amazon Prime. I see a little picture.
They moved up to 7 people.
Yeah. Okay, I have to use my Prime subscription for something good. Now, why it took us this long for you to tell me about this documentary, man?
What? I did tell you. You know how many people have watched the documentary? No. I posted it on Twitter. I posted it on Facebook. I talked about it on here. You know how many people have watched it?
How many?
I got a lot of people who are follow our show that has watched it. So, Yeah.
This is what's up. I got you.
See, Ann know what it is. The early spring cleaning, man. The documentary is on point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Tell you the history of the Heights, like I'm trying to told you.
Okay.
Dude, they didn't have running water, man. They had to pump water. They didn't have streets. Listen, they didn't have streets, man.
Huh?
They didn't have streets.
Dude, you don't understand what my parents.
They had to walk the path. No, they had to walk. It was just farm. It's farmland. They walked the path, which made streets.
You don't understand where my dad's from, bro. My dad is from the backwoods. I know exactly.
We talking about the South. We talking about Twinsburg. We talking about the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm trying. I'm comparing.
They moved from the South. Oh Lord, I lost some of my stuff. Oh Lord, it fell again. Oh man, I think it broke. It did break.
Well,
it's okay. We good.
All right. Hold it just like that. The whole show.
Ew!
The whole 50 minutes. Hold it just. You're all good, man. If it's a light, you still ugly.
Go ahead. But so if you get a chance, man, if you just laying in bed and just want to watch it,
I'm definitely gonna get to this.
It's interesting, man. I mean, it's interesting because I know the history behind it, but
it's only an hour.
So
and
you know it's funny. Dr. Marvin Bishop, one of his kids, helped orchestrate the whole deal. Man, it won awards in Cleveland, in the Cleveland area, Northeast Ohio area. It won some awards. I don't know if it went on beyond that, but yeah, Allison Smith watched it.
Okay, I'm slow. Man. I'm late.
Yeah, apparently you're the only one who hasn't watched it, man. And,
okay, facts.
So. And the fact that you've heard me talk about it and to have opportunity to discuss it. Mr. Bishop was in here and he wound up
following
out. We are communicating. He said we're froze, but I don't see us being froze. It may be his internet connection or something. So we're waiting for him to come back. But in the meanwhile, they had a mock draft this week, last week, and they saying your boy Kelvin Joseph is first round.
I don't see that.
They said he read a 4.3 though. Before you saying that's what I was questioning. If he runs a 4.3 and what he does, I do. They said I don't know where that came from. It was just posted. They didn't say Mel Kiper. They didn't say Aaron McShay or whatever. They didn't say any of that. Todd McShay, they didn't say that. They just said 4.3 speed.
Dude,
so,
okay.
It's 4.35 to be exact.
Damn. Let me tell you something. And I said this. I don't know if I said on this show, I might have tweeted. If he runs a 4.3, he might sneak up in the first round. Because people don't understand. See, this is what I people don't understand, right? People, and this is the thing. I'm talking over the top of myself. I got so many things going through my head. Great players remember the bad plays, right? Coaches, regular players remember all their good plays. Coaches remember the bad plays. Fans remember the great plays they make. So, or as a corner, they remember the touchdowns that are scored on you. So, I'm not Lynn. Kevin Joseph had one touchdown against Auburn that costed the game. So people remember that. Then he had that touchdown on Kyle Trask, right? So they remember those two plays. But as a evaluator, you look at all the plays, not just a couple plays. You look at all the plays, and then you decide how many of those plays did he win, how many of those plays did he play well, how many of those plays did he demonstrate abilities to translate to the next level. Right. And when Boss Man plays in press coverage, he is pretty damn good. When you are over 6 feet, almost 200 pounds, and have some length to you, that is prototypical NFL height and measurables. And then you add on he runs a 4.3.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's the part that hurts Brandon Echols. Because Echols is small. And he needs to run like a 4.3 too. Because if he doesn't, it's going to hurt him too. But Boss Man's got prototypical size, man.
Without any further ado, man, let's introduce our guest into the fray. Mr. Marvin Bishop. How's it going there, my man?
He on mute, man. Dr. Bishop, you on mute.
I'll put him on mute, but I thought.
Oh, my bad. That's how you do our guests.
How's it going, Mr. Bishop? Doctor?
He froze.
Yeah, he is froze.
You're gonna have to come in and out.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
He was saying we was froze. I think it was his joint that was froze.
Yeah, I think he's froze because I'm looking at our Facebook feed and
yeah, you know, our people would tell us immediately.
You damn right.
They were wasting time letting us know.
Right. We would have known a long time ago. Yeah, man. Look, that's the same thing about other players on the team. When players, someone tweeted this, I think today, how GMs don't give a damn about your awards. They don't give a damn if you're a Heisman Trophy winner. They don't give a damn if you all conference. They don't care. They don't. If you don't get that, they really don't. When they click on that film and they start really people don't get it that. Well, it depends on, like, the Bengals used to not have a really good scouting group. But when you got a real team with a real ownership and real scouts, that's divided up between scouts. So they're looking at everything. They're looking at those plays more than one. They're looking at it more than I do. So once they start narrowing down and figuring out who they got on their board, who's top on their board, and they start really dissecting you in trouble. All your little shit is gonna come out. I don't care how great you are, it's coming out. And they're gonna see it, and then they're gonna make a decision. And there's some players that are in the draft for us that's gonna get hurt through that process.
Oh yeah, I was telling we talked about it on Sunday morning. We were talking about the draft and the mock draft, and I was talking about when I came out, and it's certain things that people look at, and I don't know if like you had a lot of film. You played very early, you know what I mean, or whatever. I played later in my career. Like I said, I had issues my freshman year. And in my junior, not so half of my junior year, my complete senior, they tried to replace me. But when you come down to film, like you look at competing in the SEC, and I, the one thing I kind of feel bad about, like I was never a me guy. Like if you want to go 3 quarters without giving me the ball, you need me on the last play to either, protect the ball and, just so we can run out the clock, or on the goal line, or, whatever. I do that. But it comes down to people are like, what's your production? But if you look at the plays I was in and my contribution and so when we were talking about on Sunday, it's like Mel Kiper, and I was like, well, Kelvin Joseph has some good plays. And the only thing we remember, really, like you said, was his bad plays. But then I said I didn't look at film enough to see how he followed up his bad plays. But I also, don't know what happened, throughout most of the game. And that's all they look for is highlights. And they may look for what follows up your bad play. But I want you to know what I'm doing. I want you to look at the film. If you ever get a chance, you watch a game with us, and just watch what I'm doing when I don't have the ball. That's why I'm big on, if I'm not pass protecting, if I'm running the route. If I'm not running the route, I'm getting downfield blocking. And if I have the ball, I'm doing what I do. But it's always I'm curious to see Kelvin Joseph. I keep saying Calvin because that's my uncle's name. But Kelvin Joseph, wherever he goes in the draft, that will tell me, how much weight you need to put in these guys. Because if they are completely off, if he's a third rounder, then I'm right what I say about Mel or in those guys.
And let me give you a comparison. Let me start with the first thing. First of all, you came out at the wrong time. You came out where teams were not trying to run 2 and 3 running backs. They had one, and maybe a possible.
I just want to be Kevin Falk, though. I just want to be a third down back. I just want to be Kevin Falk, Amp Lee. There was a bunch of Amp Lee, Kevin Falk. There was opportunities. There weren't a bunch of them. There was opportunities.
Right. I want to say, but Kevin Falk was a different animal. It's like the guy I told you, Tate, who not a different animal as a running back, different animal as an organization. Remember I told you about the receiver for Cincinnati goes and they change position? You gotta go to someone who really loves you like that, right?
Right.
So and that don't happen too often. So without that, you was in a bad time. But Kevin Joseph is in a perfect time because everybody needs multiple DBs. Oh. Yeah, dude, his connection's bad.
I got him on mute now.
Yeah, but I can tell he's glitching.
That was him. I thought that was you glitching.
Nuh-uh. See how he's standing up and back?
Dr. Bishop. I wonder what he's on.
I don't know Dr. Bishop, so I'm gonna leave my comments to not locker room comments. But if he's one of our teammates, he will be getting it right now. He will be getting it right now.
Yeah, man.
But Kevin Joseph's playing a position where now, when I played, all you needed was really 3, 4 DBs, really corners. That's all you really needed, right? Need a backup. Now you really need like 5 to 6 because people coming in because nickel is the starting position now. You start with 3. Yeah. You start with a minimum of 3, and sometimes you gotta go diamond. You playing 4, and if one of those get hurt, you need some backups. So that's Kevin. Dude, people don't understand, and I said this from day one. He is a playmaker, and you cannot dismiss the 4 picks in conference. Just like you can say Mac Jones played so well in conference, you got to give him some kudos for being what he did in conference. You got to give Kevin Jones the same thing. Didn't he lead the conference in picks?
If you feel that way, I wish I would have stayed at DB.
No. When we came out, it was different times. Nickel wasn't the starting group.
No, we're not saying nickel. I'm saying in corner. You said 4. You said 4. I had 2 interceptions
Yeah.
I don't know. I get interception. Like I feel like I'm gonna get an interception every 2 or 3 games.
No. But
you just
here's the deal. Though.
I feel that way.
Yeah,
And
I
if you
feel you. No, I feel you. Here's the thing, right? You played in a system that was ahead of its time, right? The Hal Mummy's system is now. There's some Hal Mummy in every team in college right now. There's some Hal Mummy in some pro teams. His system, right? His concepts. So just imagine if you came out a little later when people was adding that to their system, you would have been valued more. You came out in a bad time.
Let me ask you this, Van. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I came out and I thought about this the other day when I found a couple of old crates. I've been doing some moving around for my people came in town. And I thought the same thing you thought, like, man, I got into the offense too early. I don't know of any backs that's been in that air raid offense that has accumulated the amount of yardage, rushing and receiving. So was I ahead of my time or was I underused?
I just said that.
You said I was ahead of my time. I'm not saying nobody's replicated what I've done in that offense, is what I'm saying.
Well, but that offense,
like you don't hear I ain't heard of 1,000 dude, and I done had 700.
I'm sure there's 1,000 somebody somewhere
in that offense. I'm saying,
yeah, I'm sure.
In 1 year, I'm sure I could have done it.
I remember.
I could have done it if it had with the right touches.
I remember Leach had a running back in Washington State that was putting up numbers. Now I don't know if he ended up 1,000, but I guarantee you he ended up close though.
We have to check and see. But
yeah, he was being used properly. he was being used the right way. For sure.
But that's the way, Mummy was like that. Like in the red zone, Mummy wouldn't run the ball and things like that.
That ain't Leach. Yeah. Leach is, I'm gonna tell you this.
Leach should run the ball if he gotta run.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this. And I'm gonna throw this out. This is a hot take. If Leach was y'all head coach when Mummy was there, y'all would have won more games.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I never thought about that until you just now. Because to me, Leach is a better head coach.
Leach is more of Leach is a player's coach. And that was as an assistant. You know how sometimes when guys go from assistant to head coaches, that whole dynamic changes or whatever. But
Leach was one of those. We know one of those. we have inside information on one of those situations.
Yeah, so I think so, man. I think so. And like you said that, and the funny thing when you were saying that, I was thinking about. You said, he said Hal Mummy something offense. The only problem is with the Hal Mummy is the only person that Hal Mummy's offense that ain't running Hal Mummy's offense right.
What? Look.
It's just crazy if people say Hal Mummy's offense and he's the only person in the country that's not running.
But you also have to understand, right, is that it was his offense. And the people who came under him put their own spin on his foundation. So
absolutely.
His foundation good enough, probably. People just iterated off of it. It's been iterated umpteen million times and combined with some other systems and made. Dude, I will never talk bad about his offense because when I came back and saw what the hell y'all were doing with a limited freaking playbook. No, let me take that. Y'all didn't have a fucking playbook. The what y'all were doing with no playbook, I was like, this motherfucker's a genius. Excuse my French.
It's just matchups.
I'm just saying, it was like a lot of people use the term basketball on turf. He really did play basketball on turf. It was y'all were almost running pick and roll and isolations.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Yep, that's it. But like I said, he didn't. Speaking of basketball, man, let me flip script right. And I think that's Dr. Bishop's game, basketball. He played a little basketball with his day, but just in case he happens to get his connection together. So I noticed on Twitter, on social media, you over there everybody keeps howling about Brandon Boston Jr., how good he is, and he's finally come along. Like, explain to me what you were saying the other day when you said, well, see, this is the Brandon Boston. I told you he can shoot. If you can shoot, you can shoot. Put it like this, man. I equivalent to this. If you run a 4-3, or if you run a 4-3, if anytime I line up with you, I'm running a 4-4 at worst. At worst. So if I get up and run a 4-5 and 4-6, man, this is a bad day, man. I ain't. No, if you are 4-3, you are 4-3 all day long. So when you saying Brandon Boston, you know, man, I'm telling you, man, the dude can shoot. Yeah, maybe he's a scorer. Maybe he can score better than he's been scoring for UK. But when you say he's a shooter, no, shooters shoot. Like, that's what they do. Shooters shoot. Like Allen Houston, Wally Serbiak,
good one.
JJ Redick,
good
Steph
one.
Curry, Klay Thompson,
good one.
I'm talking about scorer. Okay,
let me
go ahead.
Let me pull something up for you. I'm pulling up as I talk. Here's the thing, though, right? Shooters shoot, right? Shooters keep on shooting, right? Because they get the opportunities. For example, I watched the
Marshall Faulk.
Okay. I watched the Warriors and Heat play last night, right?
You're right.
Steph Curry was off, like 3 for 20 something. I don't know what he ended up. He ended up 8 for 25.
Right? 3?
He was 5 for 20 for 3. Off. Dude, they were down. They were fluctuating between 6 and 15 point deficit the whole game. But whatever. Yeah. But he was able to throw up 23s, right? 20.
Yeah.
Shooters shoot. You're right. But when you can't shoot because you don't get as many opportunities, it starts to, for someone coming from high school who gets the ball all the time, it starts to wane on you. Dude, Steph Curry started off the season from 3-point range. This is first 2 games, 20%. His third game was 33%. So it happens.
No, man, what you missing is.
Hold on. No. What's the hole?
Go ahead.
What's the hole?
The hole is we are talking about 2/3 of a season. You name it one game. If you do that, okay, you have 1 off game, 2 off games, 3 off games. If you start getting to 12 or 15 at a certain point, man, we got to jump off that bandwagon. Okay. You are talking about Steph Curry having 1 bad game. That is
no. Hold on.
That does not mean that you are. I'm telling you, my whole point was if you go that amount of time, if you go 10 or 15 games showing an inability to knock down an open shot or create a good shot, not create, but knock down an open shot or knock down a jumper.
I think you are right, but then you also not giving credit to not having a freaking off season, not being in rhythm, not.
If you don't have an off season, all you do is sit around and shoot. KD missed. How long did KD miss?
Hold on. KD's a damn pro. Damn, BJ Boston's 18 years old. Here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. Is these young kids, and I see it all the time, don't know how to take freaking game situational shots. We saw, at least I saw, all these damn videos of Terrence Clark, of Boston, of Askew, wherever they were in California, throwing up shots and making a shit ton of them because they were not game time. They were not game situational shots. Boston could not get to the rim like he used to.
All right, let me check.
All right, let's try it again.
Dr. Bishop, are you good?
I don't know. On my end is saying you can hear me, but you guys say you can't. So I don't know.
We can hear you, but
I'm in the show and everyone can see me and hear me. Because I want to check my internet. My internet here is fine. On my phone, it won't let me through. It's talking about my browser, the mic and the camera. But can you guys know? Wow.
I think we are extremely delayed.
I wonder why that is. Somebody don't want.
If you got an iPhone, go back on your iPhone and go
Ain't nothing
through.
I can tell you guys.
Through Safari. Connect to
Safari.
I
have an Android. I have an Android. It's not no iPhone. Android.
Okay, but you can hear us now, though, right?
I can hear you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you
All
guys.
All right, so we good, man. We good.
It is what it is, guys.
Yeah, we can try for a little bit. And I mean, it's
go
better
ahead on, man. Go ahead on.
So Dr. Bishop, man, Dr. Bishop, welcome to the locker, man. It's a little different in here. You know, I've known you for a while. You're knowledgeable, man. You've been around many of the athletes. You know, we got a lot of Kentucky basketball fans who watch this show, and football fans, Kentucky fans in general. You know, give the folks a little bit of your background, because I know you as, you know, I know you're a master craftsman of many things, but I don't know exactly what it is that's, you know, that you like to be known for.
Well, first of all, guys, and I hope you can hear me, that
you're good.
I'm humbled to be on this show. I'm listening to you guys. I'm listening to you guys talk sports, and as you know, I used a little round ball back in the 60s to bring me to where I am today. I've always sports use you, but you got to use it back. And obviously, you guys don't figure that out, because here go two of my young brothers doing something very positive, and it's shining a light for other brothers out there. So let me commend you guys just for doing what you're doing, because there's a lot of folks say we can't, and you're living proof that we can. What I do for a living is this, that I have spent over 40 years studying success, peak performance, and why not only do people succeed, but why is it that some folks fail and even some people smile, right? And I've always felt that sports was a great foundation for life, because it's evident the fact that corporations love athletes, because athletes learn some things that I think even they take for granted, like teamwork, being competitive, going against the grain, going the mile, learning from your feet. And so as I hear you guys talk about some certain players and this and that, I laugh, because I come from a whole nother mindset. My mindset, see, everybody talk about Kobe Bryant and that Mamba mentality. Well, back in the 60s, when we didn't have Nike, ESPN, and nothing, even before food stamps, everybody had that Mamba mentality, because we was playing for existence. And I still talk to the about, if you're going to engage in something, it's football, basketball, carpentry, talk show, I don't just get in. Your goal should be to dominate, because in this 21st century, good will get you in the game, guys, but it won't sustain you. Greatness is the mandate. So that's going to require a new mindset, a new skill set, a whole new tool set. So I came on today not so much to talk sports, but to share with the others that listen, that I've been around this game professionally. I played professionally, but I was with professional athletes, college athletes, amateurs, and the problem I have is, even in football, as you know, I work with one of the top 8 in the history of sports, and what we found out is this: 85% of guys, when they leave the NFL, within 4 years, are bankrupt, divorced, and unemployed, and I find that tragic, right? I also find it tragic that there's very little evidence in our community of us producing all these professional athletes. So I say this, that I hope all of you guys, and I hope all the audience realize we all standing on somebody's shoulders, But it's time for us now to connect the dots, because I'm looking at two young right now. No way y'all can be talking what y'all talking unless y'all have a wealth of knowledge and information. Now the question is, how can we better parlay that information into other things? Because you guys, just for playing at Kentucky, you don't seen things, met people that if we could figure out how to connect these dots, that's worth untold finances. But also we can use that situation to help other folks, because listen, everybody's not going to play in no Division I, and sure no Kentucky, right? And so I'm looking at you guys with that blue on. I would have worn my blue, what the deal was today. But again, I come to say, listen, I share information and strategies to athletes and business people and mothers and fathers, and some people with multiple personalities, some people with no personalities. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what the deal is. Greater than any obstacle you face, greater than any 40 time you run, greater than any plan that the coach, you got the ability to take control of your mind and overcome any obstacle that you have. And that's what I'm here to say. We've been bamboozled about this whole deal here. See, we not only have to remember that we're the best of the best, and I don't care what field it is, right? They say we couldn't run long distances. Well, the greatest long distance runners are some Black folks, right? That if you look at history, everything started in Africa. So really, everybody in this, so if that case, everybody, my ancestors, so the Afro-American is a Black person, or Afro-American is in America, regardless of what their ethnicity is. So I'm glad to be here, and let me say that I'm proud of you, Anthony, because you know I watch you as a young. You have a illustrious career, but more importantly, in my area, very, very few guys that had any degrees, because nobody went to school for a degree. Everybody went to school trying to get pros. And I watch you, and you become a productive part of society, and lock you up, because they surely had a plan to not only lock you up, but your partner with you if you look like me, because I mean, it's just what the deal was. But you guys seem to have figured it out, and you're doing something positive. And I say, keep doing what you're doing, but remember that you guys have a platform that you got to change, man, because we got some issues. We can't forget that. So it's good talking about the sport piece, but let's also talk about how some of these guys can go pro in something else, right? Them same principles that Anthony, you and your partner used to make it to Kentucky, the same principle a young guy in the hood can take it and become a top electrician or become a doctor or a lawyer. So again, that's what it's about, man. It's just about giving back. In 2021, they got a leadership challenge, and the challenge is this: find your purpose and then go back and help someone else find theirs. And I guess, if anything, that's how you can sum up what I do.
All right. Well, if I could take back control of my show for a minute, Dr. Bishop, if I can regain control of it.
Absolutely.
Now we know exactly who you are and what you do. Now let's get to, and if it ties in, it ties in. But I think most of these people don't know about sports, and you've been around. You know, I quoted you very often on my Sunday morning show and on here from time to time. Who, just to let these people know, who is the most intriguing athlete that you've been involved with, that you've come encounter with? Because I know you come. I know you. I mean, we from Cleveland, so I know you've been around LeBron a lot, and he may not be. Who's the most intriguing athlete you've been around that you come in contact with?
Oh man, you know what? I was in a gym one day when a guy walked up to me and said, "Hey, listen, this is a guy getting ready to come into college. That's going to be the great." It was today they call him Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But I also been around when they had a guy that I think he played against Kentucky. His name was Fly Williams. He shot layups behind his neck, right? I seen a guy play for Salem called Earl the Pearl Monroe. And people say, you know, who the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, LeBron, or Kobe. But the old saying amongst the old guys is this: you rather see Earl Monroe hit 4 points than Michael Jordan hit 60. But who's the most intriguing, man? There's been too many great ones, right? I really admire LeBron. And let me tell you why. It has nothing to do with the fact that, you know, he wins all these games and all these titles, but he's reached back. And that's what I'm talking about. He hasn't forgot where he come from, but more than anything else, here go a guy come out the hood, single mother. So he showed you what we talk about, whole excuses. So, you know, I'm listening to two people talk about the sport. If he had this, if it's that, man, no excuses. In life, either you're going to get it done or you're not. And that's what I love about LeBron is the fact, all the reasons not to succeed. But then, Anthony, you did too, right? And so my deal is reaching back to the top athlete I see. I love all the athletes who I saw take some time and go come down in the hood and try to reach back and save some of these young brothers, right? The game-wise, it's been too many. I don't think you could ever say who number one is because of the errors, right?
Oh yeah. I understand what you're saying. I figure you can come across a lot of intriguing guys. Like I said, I've never had a conversation with you that didn't wind up with an intellectual conversation talking about a game, whether you lost it or not. It gets to the intellectual aspect. You know, I try to tell my partner Van Hiles he down from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We talk a lot, and I tell him, and you know, the things you talk about when people talk about they can't make it, and you know, there was a lot of trials, you know, trying to make it out of Twinsburg, a small city, like small, but Twinsburg Heights is even smaller. And you know, and so we talked about that, and you know, back then, I felt like we were the LeBron James, and I don't know, you have to play. I think we would have beat LeBron St. Vincent team, man.
But watch this. The era I come from, they be fighting to get to LeBron or fighting against whoever the best because that's how you made your bones, right? Nowadays, oh no, I can't go in here. No, man, come on. See, it was that mama mentality. I'm looking for the very best to go after. When I moved out here in this community where you're from, Anthony, I had read in the paper where they say the best backfield in the state of Ohio from Twinsburg. Now, I'm coming from the city. I'm like, y'all got to be crazy. Little did I know, not only was it true, but one of the members of that backfield was living right next to me. And it was you. And you know, it made me realize that philosophy of that because they small or come from a small city, they don't measure up. Oh no, man, I found it to be the opposites. I found the athletes. I mean, when I moved out here, I found it amazing that little piece produce. And then I watched these guys be multiple athletes. I don't know if that still exists today, but you know that your group, Anthony, probably was the last group where you excelled offense, defense, basketball, football, baseball, whatever you played, because you were true athletes, right? You know, it's a day of specialization now. And so again, the athletes I really admire now, I'm a little older now, is ones who reach back and don't forget where they come from, and then speak into these kids' lives, and speak clearly, not only of what their worth is, right, but also abilities are. I don't care who you is. Muggsy Bogues was 5'4", right? I grew up with a guy who came in second place in the Heisman, and he's a lineman. That don't even make sense. You know how good he had to be? John Hicks, Ohio State.
Right.
Well, they talk Heisman about lineman, but he came in second place. He the only player the Pittsburgh Steelers ever brought in when they won them first 4 Super Bowls from somewhere else. Because excellence, guys, listen to me. Excellence is what we're talking about. Now, the regular deal, oh, well, just, you know, they had 3, they didn't need 2, they running this, they run. No, man, when you got it, you don't care. And you know why LeBron James, because he thought just like you do. He's not going out there. He going out there got a Bo Melo's wig back. And that's the attitude we got to have, not only on the field, but as we go through business. Hey, if I'm going to be a pharmacist, then I'm a master math. I don't care about liking. Who cares if I like it? I got to learn that. So when I go get started into that profession, I don't want to just get in. I want to dominate. I'm 5'9". I played in the 60s until I wasn't no little dude playing no basketball before the 3, right? But the attitude then and now is the same, man. It's about us again internalizing these universal principles, man, so that we can do something. Because a lot of us still waiting on the 40 acres and the mule, and as far as I see, it probably ain't coming.
Yeah. Look, why are we talking about people getting their 40 acres and a mule, or just getting paid to do what you do? What do you think? Because this is, you see, we're both down our Kentucky stuff. See that right there. And what's your thoughts on John Calipari?
Oh man, come on. I think that some folks think he just win because he get the talent, but let me tell you something. There's two sides to that sword. See, that there's no way in a state like Kentucky where basketball is king that he could exist this long unless he's special, right? Do we have flaws? Probably do, but all I know is this: anytime you can sit up on draft day and you got 5 of your guys on the podium going the first round, come on, man, that's unheard of, right? And the whole league in the NBA is represented by that, right? And the whole history of Kentucky, man, is great. But Coach Calipari, man, I think that I would be less than a man to say, oh, you know, he all right. No, he's more than all right. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, which says this, man, that he's among he hangs out amongst the very best, man. It's just the reality of it.
It's funny. We was watching a UK game, and I said this about several years ago, man. We were sitting in the backyard talking one day. You said, and I thought it was hilarious, man. Whenever I listen to you, I think it's hilarious. I think you enjoy talking to me, but I think half of it's hilarious. And you said, man, no, a shooter don't follow his shot. And I said, you know, I guess everybody in Kentucky, they think they basketball bendies, and people don't realize basketball is my favorite sport. Like, I love basketball. So when people act like I'm not qualified to talk about basketball, then I want to know what your resume look like. Because if your resume, like, you got a nice resume. So my whole point is, when on the last game, Vanderbilt against Kentucky, a player took a shot, and one of the announcers said, no, if you're a shooter, you don't follow your shot because that means you didn't expect it to go in. And you told me that. You told me that when I was a jit. I was a teenager when you told me that. Where did that come from?
Well, first of all, watch this, man. There's millions and millions of basketball experts. Are you kidding me? You watch that game, there's a million people talking about what Calipari should do, what you should do, what I should. What when you're 5'9", you're not gonna get on the court because you out somebody or you scored a lot of points. Because I come from an era where the point guard was a passer. But I wanted to be more than just a player. I wanted to be special. So I said, okay, I'm going to learn everything is about that game. I'm going to learn how to play with the clock. I'm going to learn how to dribble with both hands when Mark only dribbled with one hand back in the 60s. I'm going to learn the defense. I used to take little toy soldiers and set them up. So when I saw it, I knew where it was. I wanted to be where, like my coach told me, if they press you, if you're a real player, press is automatic layup. A lot of people don't know that. You put 2 on 1, that's man, somebody open. But if you panic, the panic comes from that you're not prepared. Now, about all of it is I come from there because I was playing for my existence. So I was a student of the game, like I am a student now of life, right? And so where it come from, man, come on, man. I sit on the shoulders, man. Most of my partners was veteran. They knew they wasn't going to school, so they poured into me, man. They made sure I kind of stayed on that path to make that happen for me because I knew one way out was with that ball. And I didn't know that I was little. I didn't know I was short until I was to say Marv. You can't be driving on them big men. And I said, Coach, if I thought like that, I wouldn't be here. He never said it again, right? But look at you guys, Kentucky. Now I got a question. What about your partner sitting over there? You did tell me, what is his name and what? Give me a little background on him.
Van House, Van House, you on mute. I can't hear you.
No, I'm here. I'm waiting to see what he says about me.
Oh, no, man.
No, I'm letting you talk.
No, I want to be in your presence.
I'm sorry, I missed that, Doc. What was the last thing you said?
No, I said I just wanted to know a little about you because I'm in your midst, and something telling me there's some greatness in this room, in this cast. So I want to know a little something about you. If you sit next to him, because I know you can't be sitting over there, be in this podcast with Anthony White. Something special also went on in your life.
And y'all hold Anthony up on a pedestal a little too high. We need to bring him down a little bit.
It's appropriate.
No, man.
It ain't. Let me tell you. Yeah, go ahead.
No. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Played at UK from 93 to 97. All conference, drafted in the 5th round, have a mechanical engineering degree, has a engineering company. That's a nutshell. If you want me to get deep now, I don't want to. I'll take the rest of the 10 minutes we got left.
5 minutes.
But hey, you know what, man? I knew that there's no. I've been knowing it. There's no way you could be doing this podcast with him unless you was something special. Now you might take that as just whatever because you come from Kentucky. A lot of you went to the pros, man. You know why they got sporting goods stores for people who can't, who always want to go pro, so they can't go, so they go buy uniforms and jerseys, balls, and knee pads and all that. Come on, man. Ain't but a percentages of the people. 350 million people. Very few ever get a chance, man, to put on them uniform. And here you talking about not only did you play in the pros, but you're telling me that you had enough nerve to get you a degree and start a business. That tells me these principles that I'm sharing, I can go inside your life and see. I can see already. If one, you had some discipline. Am I right?
Barely. No.
It tells me that you have discipline. You was willing. You had the desire for something, and you was willing to pay. You determined the price for that, what you wanted, and you commit to pay. Am I right?
Yeah, and my mom and dad would have whooped my you know what if I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
So it also tells me that you persisted until you got with it, right? You had that. Them same principles, young man, is what we can take back and help some other folks come across. Because listen, you did it twice. You did it to go to Kentucky. You did it to go to the pros, and you're doing it in the business. Most athletes, listen to me, most athletes don't connect the dots, man. They not gonna do no business. It's like, I've known some that had 20, 30, 40 million dollars. They ain't never dined on them because when they was going through, but also this, you just said your mom and dad, that put you in with a mother and father. Thought about that?
Oh, I'm blessed every day.
It makes you special, man.
I'm blessed every day. I know about
it. And when you get off the phone, if they're still alive, call them and tell them thank you, man, because everybody ain't had that peace, man.
I just got the phone,
man. You know, a lot of folks. Yeah, there we go, my man. And Anthony, watch this. See, you was, but Kentucky is not recruits football players. Come on, man. If he wasn't something special, he'd have never. Now he might have could have went to Kentucky Southeast somewhere, but he wasn't going that one, right? Come on.
Yeah.
You know, listen, man. This is your show, Anthony. I'm just here, man. I'm just here, you know, and I'm just running, but I'm saying I'm getting it in where I can. You guys are standing on somebody's shoulders. Don't never forget. So turn around and make sure you take the time, because there might be another Anthony White out there. They might don't have their mom and father. Mama might be on drugs, daddy in the penitentiary, all that, and they might be on to the Kentucky bridge to jump, and they hear you guys on this podcast, and they might decide, well, I'm gonna try one more time, do it the right way. You don't know, man. You don't know who's listening, right?
Just well, I said we got 3 minutes left. So this what I want you to do from everything you just said, especially that last little bit you just said. And don't be humble and don't be modest. But go ahead and run down what all of your kids. I know what three of them have graduated. Tell where they went to school.
Listen,
and what did they do in school, and then we gonna wind it down on that. So we'll know that you're not just laying eggs.
It is. You're father of 8 children, right? I made a deal with my first kid, right? Who Anthony know, right? Marvin. I said, if you do well, they all do well. And I understood that because I used to have 2 Rockwallers, and I knew if I trained that first one, the second one would just follow suit. My kids, did they do well? Yeah, they did well. Say this, they still minors, right? They still kids. I think my kids did well, not because they was brighter than the other kids, because I think the greatness is in all of us. I think that because they had a mother and father there, and failing was not an option. And I didn't know anything about an engine, Anthony. So even not having a lot of money, if they want to go to China, I took them to the library, right? The library tell me I had more fines than anybody in the history of the library. But I spoke into my kids' life when they were, before they was even, by the time they was 3, I already had did it. On my refrigerator, I had a sign that I'd rather for you cuss me out, it can't. My fear was some of these teachers, Proud Boys, Klansmen, gonna tell my babies you can't. And if something happened to me, they would have bought it like a lot of us bought it, right? My oldest son, my youngest son, right, he's a professor right now at the University of Pennsylvania. He had a good career, but they asked one time, how did you get like this? He said, oh, my daddy used us as guinea pigs, and he was right. See, we got to speak into these kids' life. We got to tell them they're great from the beginning. I don't care, because they are. They don't exercise because we dumb them down. The school dumb them down. And so, again, guys, come on, man. We got some work to do, because you guys can take whatever you use to get where you at and share this with these kids and overcome it. You had your mother and father. Anthony came from a different situation, though things got better for him. Anthony had a great mother. See what I'm saying? He had a great mother who he couldn't come with them stories. And she had every game, 30 summertime or 30 below. And so I watched the scene. They say women can't raise no son. Black men are raised by single women, and I'm right. They the backbone of this country. So I'm just saying to you, man, no excuses, right? And here I close with this, guys. This is what I share in my class. You can make excuses and make progress, but you can never ever do both at the same time. In business, we say you can money and you can make excuses, but you can never ever do both at the same time. We go ahead and close out. This is what I close with. A mentor of mine told me this. He said, Bishop, he said, what's the difference between a big shot and a little shot? And his name is Chip Ahoy, right? I said, oh. He said, a big shot is nothing but a little shot that kept shooting. With that, God bless you guys, man.
All right, Dr. Bishop, man, we appreciate you, man. We're going to have you on a few more times, man. Share a little bit with us. We appreciate it, my man.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Some of that. I know y'all got it going on down. Come on, man.
Yeah, hey, man.
I'll be down there seeing. Tell him when I come. I want to just seafood. Huh?
Yeah, hey, man, we are sportsman paradise. That's what we do. Seafood is our thing.
Listen, man, I'm coming your way. I'm coming to your city, son. Yeah. And when you get that come together, when you're ready to go to the next level, you call me. Right? Work on your business, you make a living. Work on yourself, you can make a fortune.
Facts. I appreciate that knowledge.
That's facts. That's facts.
I take that.
That's facts.
I take that.
All right, God bless you guys. All right, Mr.
Yeah,
proud of you, man. Yes, sir.
All right, Doc, man. We talk to you later, man. Well, there you go, man. So what is Ryan saying? Okay. Well, I guess we threw that kind of late, man.
Yeah,
Ryan,
see?
Huh?
No. That wasn't late. That was only a minute ago. No, you threw it up on the table.
I'm saying to get it up on the screen for the people to see. Man, I really like Ryan Jones, man. This little joker, man. Ryan Jones might be 10 years younger than me. 6'1", maybe. You know, people, you know, he a basketball player. So you know how that range.
Yeah.
6'4". But man, right. I think he high jump like 6'8", 6'9" or something.
Okay.
It's something ridiculous, man. Baby boy got bounced though, man. I always respect him because he's always been respectful. When I came back home and went to the hood, man, Ryan was always, you know, good. I picked him up my basketball team, and it was all of us who was in our like late 20s, 30s, and he was like 19. He was like 21, 22. He was fresh out of college, and we let him play with us just because of the respect we had for him, man. So Ryan Jones, I mean, them good words, man, coming from him, man. BT Max said, B Max said, he said you was his favorite growing up, man.
Man, that's crazy, man. I didn't know I was that old.
That's crazy. Damn right it's crazy. Damn right it's crazy. If you think you his favorite, man, he must have low expectations, man. He got a low bar, man.
Right. His bar is low.
But he did say because you wanted engineering. He said you did because you wanted engineering. So I don't know how he knew that. That's a different type of fan. If he look at it, see what the players
reading the real bio. Reading the bio for real.
Bio like that.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. This is when, not at the time, but I look back on it. This is when I knew we was gonna have a trouble as a team. Looking back on it, when I got to Kentucky, we had like 10 freaking engineers on the team. You can't that.
Oh yeah, man. You need some lug heads, man. You need some lug heads.
Right. We do. It might have been more than that because there was some upperclassmen that were engineers. I'm like, dude, we got too many damn engineers on this team. It was great when I came there because it's like I could have class with, you know, Cal 1. I had class with a couple of people. It was kind of cool because you can share notes. But then I look back on like that really wasn't the right thing to do. He had too many people not freaking dedicated solely to football.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, too many people try to go.
You know, Robert Smith went through that at Ohio State, man. They tried to make him choose between being in the medical profession, which you know, and I kind of understand, man. But you know, they got to keep back then it went millions of dollars, but you got to keep your contract as well. We want you to perform, but this dude trying to at the end of the day, and like I said, I'm kind of a little bit disturbed that Dr. Bishop's was his connection wasn't all that good. So you really could, because that's the type of stuff he hits on, like the mental aspect of it. And we could have got a little deeper if we could have got the connection. Next time I'll make sure we have his connection together, because he has a huge connection with a lot of great players, and he can connect the mental side of sports with the physical side of sports. I met him when he was older. I was like 16, 17.
Right
up on the court. He said, you know, everybody, if you can't be a basketball player that plays football, if you can't beat them in basketball, the first word out their damn mouth is, you beat me up. No, I'm a football player. I'm fast. I'm stronger than you because of football player. So basically, because you can't push off me and you can't beat me to the position, now all of a sudden I'm beating you up. Because I'm a reactive person. Like, I don't anticipate. I react off you because I know how quick I'm older now, saying, but when I met him, now mind you, he was in his 40s, and I was 16. So I'm like, man, and that's our thing, man. You beat me up. No wonder you won. You beat me up. Okay. So when I started playing people my age and they started saying it, I was like, man, okay, I see. That's the go-to move because you known to being a football player. Whenever you beat him in basketball, you beat them up. So, but like I said, he got a lot to add, a lot to tell. He connects the mindset of an athlete to the physical part to be successful. He connects the dot. So you can watch a game and everybody knows, oh, he has to do this. He's good at connecting mentally. Like if you need a sports psychologist,
right?
He connects the parts where, like, if I go home and I complain about something, well, you ain't playing. Well, what are you doing? Well, that ain't enough. Like when I go home back to Twinsburg, when I was playing ball, I couldn't give no excuses. You know, some kids can go,
right,
and you know this. What do the kids nowadays do? Oh man, the coach didn't let me do this. Well,
nowadays,
was that
been like that, dude? It's been like that.
No, not in our day. Was that Michael Jordan's mama who said when Michael Jordan went home and said he didn't make the varsity team, he got cut from the varsity, and she said, you know, what you gonna do? Like, what you want me to do? Now, them parents will march right down there.
See,
they'll march right down there to talk to the coach.
I'm gonna tell you something. They had them when I was playing too. It just wasn't highlighted because you didn't have social media. But dude, I can tell you a couple right now. I can tell you a couple when I was in freaking high school.
He do like Bernie Mac. Oh, he look like Bernie Mac.
Dude, I'm gonna just tell you, yeah. I had that when I was in high school. Man, let me just say that. Now, like I said,
but you went to a private school though.
I had that. I had that.
The parents they paying to go to school, so they gonna say something. The parents are gonna march down there. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's more people talk. You know how it is. These elder statements start looking down on people, dude. It was like that when I was a kid. I'll never forget when I was in Pee Wee and I came and I was a quarterback and there was some ish thrown around because why he over my son who's been here a little bit longer than he had. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right, man. You know, I'm sorry about the connection issues.
Yeah, man. That was
our fault. But as you seen earlier, the family is on their way down south.
Yeah, man.
Snowstorm. So, man, the locker room needs cleaning up, man. The janitors ain't been in here. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff needs picking up and done. So, but I'm sorry, missed y'all on Tuesday. V Hizzle, man. As usual, man. Appreciate you for being available, being here, and you know, being a role model for the kids, man. Like Dr. Bishop said, man. For real, man. B Mac said, man, he looked up to you because you was in engineering school. B Mac, what was my major? Look it up. You know what my major was in the media guy?
It was comm, wasn't it?
No. Hell no. It's funny. That's crazy. No, it wasn't.
It was business.
Huh?
I thought it was business and comm. I thought you did both. Oh.
It started my first 2 years. It was education. You know what I changed it to? My sophomore year, my third year, metaphysics. Look on there at the like 97 and my major was metaphysics.
Oh, shit. You lying. You lying, man.
Box with it, man. That's why they looked at me like, who's this guy? I'm like, look at it. Let me see. If I find out, I'm gonna post a picture.
Yeah, please do. Because
it was metaphysics.
and Tom nearly let you put that in the damn press.
No, I talked to Slacks. I said, hey, Slacks, I'm gonna change my major. She was like, that's fine. I said, what can I make? She said, what do you want to be? I said, metaphysics. She said, okay. Next thing you know, my damn major is metaphysics.
What was your real major, Ant?
It was education the whole time. I changed my senior year to sports administration, which is in the college education. I got a minor in business management though. I changed, but I was never business ever. Then once I got to the end of the road at kinesiology, and there's like, you want to go kinesiology, science, sports science, or you want to go sports management? And I was like, I didn't really like them anatomy classes. Yeah. Although personal training, I had to do that same stuff, but business is just second nature to me. Like when I do business, like I'm just doing what I do. So I was like, I'll go to business route. Okay. So that's where you probably got the whole business idea from. But I got to that point later in life. Like that when my younger Anthony White wasn't that. My younger Anthony White was psychology and philosophy. Okay. But although I failed psychology twice. And the third time, which I had to eat one of them F's. Right. I had to eat one of them. You can only retake it.
Right.
So we ain't gonna get into that, but
nah, man, that's water on the bridge.
Yeah, man. But no, man, as always, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you showing up, man. Hopefully, man, y'all get y'all weather back together down there. Y'all stay safe down there, man.
Yeah, it's gonna warm up this weekend. We all good.
All right, man. If y'all need to come on up, man, I got a couple rooms for y'all, man, for the Hiles family, man. You can't bring too many people.
Why the hell would I come up to colder weather than what I got right now?
Because I know some people in Texas, they electricity and stuff ain't on.
Yeah, dude, it's we ain't built for this weather. That's
what I'm saying. Like you just need a warm weather. Now, one caveat is if you do come up here, you are expected to cook and prepare meals.
All I need is a charcoal grill, and it doesn't matter what size. Don't give me them gas. Now, see, you're gonna have to buy it. You're gonna have to buy a damn mini then, because I don't mess with that gas stuff, man. That ain't.
We'll put something together. I'll put something together then.
Yeah. Texas,
all right, man.
All right, man.
All right, we'll be back on here next week.
Yes, sir.
Tuesday. All right.
Have a good weekend,
Have a good weekend. All right.
Yeah, man.